took a while to figure it out too. I had to have my husband. I was like panicking because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and then he showed me, and then it wasn't. It's kind of confusing just reading the steps from like the assignment when you first start. When we first started the semester, because it's like it gives you step by step how to do it, but then again, it like doesn't. You know, it's just kind of confusing. So once you go through it, it makes sense.
I think it's easier. Yeah.
Does someone want to pull up the group quiz for number 7?
Yeah, I can try here. You want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on.
You taught me that, so I go to.
Mom.
The little there's like a little green box with an arrow.
Yeah. But I'm clicking on it and it says conversations. Instead of sharing, it says conversations. So, wait. Oh, there. Got it. Okay, I got it. You got it?
So go, do you want me to share my screen? Oh, you're sharing your screen right now.
Yeah, she's sharing it.
That is you.
There you go.
Yeah. I had the quiz open, so oh no, there it is. Oh, okay, cool. There it is. Oh no, close it. Yep. Did it.
So have you guys taken it yet, or is this your first time?
No. So here the first one says question 3. So this chapter is kind of like a review of I think chapter 5 and 6.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Yeah, but I haven't gone through the quiz. So it's gonna take a little longer because of it. Okay, so the question 3 says use the normal probability applet to find the combined area under the standard normal curve that is to the right and to the left, and then it gives you the number. Answer to 3 decimal places. So I went to here, and so it says to the right and to the left, and then I put the number they gave us.
Yep.
Which minus and positive 1.358, and then the area is 0.17455 changes to 425, so it's 0.15. And that's what I think the answer is. I don't know. That's what I did. What do you guys say?
0.175, is that what you said?
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I got.
That's what I got too. I think you're right.
Okay. Question 4. Which of the following will have a smaller standard deviation if 9 observations are randomly drawn from a population? The individual observations.
I put B for that one.
Yeah, I did too.
Second one.
The distribution of the sample means.
Yeah.
Which of the following will have a smaller standard deviation if 9 observations are randomly drawn from a population? The distribution of the sample. Small, 9.
For number 5?
4 for number 4.
Number 4 is that one right there.
Yeah, the distribution of the sample mean.
Yeah.
And then number 5, which of the following results implies that the spread in X decreases as the sample size increases? Or what does the X stand for again? Isn't that the individual or
The what again? I'm sorry.
the line with the X? What does that symbol stand for again?
X. Oh, that is right here, up here, and where it says.
Isn't that the mean? Isn't that the not the mean, but it's the sample the sample distribution or whatever they use. I think that's what it is, right?
The sample means.
Okay.
I think it's a sample size or whatever they're using.
Population is a U, like it looks like a U, and then the X with the line on top is the sample means.
Sample. Okay. Sample means. So number 5, I put the law of large numbers.
Yeah.
Also implies that the spread in sample means decreases the sample size. It's in the book. It's in
yeah,
the
that's what I put the law.
So as the sample, then the sample mean decreases. It goes, yeah. Use the following information to answer the next 4 questions. Okay, score on the quantitative portion of the GRE are approximately normally distributed with mean of 150.81 and standard deviation of 8.8. So 6, 150, 8.8. And then is a normal distribution.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Question 6. Diane earned a score of 160 on the quantity portion of the GRE. What is the C-score corresponding to Diane's score? So that's just the C-score formula, right? N equals 160, right?
That's what I put it. I put the N as 160. That's the quantitative score that you would.
Okay.
Divided by.
That is N minus the population divided by just the standard deviation.
Yeah, saying what is the Z-score corresponding to Diane's score?
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then divide that by the standard.
160 minus 150.8 divided by 8.8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that equals
1 point.
9.2 divided by 8.8, which equals 1.0. And it says round your answer 3 decimal places. 0, 4, 5.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I got.
0.045. I can hear my accent stronger when I'm talking to you. It's horrible. 6. Okay, 7. What is the probability that I randomly selected? So when it says randomly, then I already know the score instead of the standard deviation. It'll be the standard deviation divided by the square root of whatever number they give me.
Yeah.
Right, so what is the probability that a random selected student will score above 160 on the right side of the...
Yeah, of the applet.
Uh-huh.
But not the middle, just everything above the 100 and, or just so just that for this section over, not the middle. Yeah.
So the formula here is 100 and minus 150.8 divided by 8.8 divided by the square root or just
So you just, Anna, yeah, you just take the z-score that you've already figured out from the last problem and then put it in and then just highlight that furthest to the right. And then that should give you the probability in the area box.
yeah, so 1.045
You wanted to above,
and then only on the right.
right.
So that will be
And then round.
0.1480.
I put 0.148.
Yeah.
For that one.
Yeah, 3 decimals, so it will be 0.148.
Yeah.
All right. Now 8, how many questions do we have? Oh, just 15. Okay. A random sample of 5 students was selected. So are we still using the same score?
Yeah, yeah.
Questions. So 1, 2, okay, so 2 more. A random sample of 5 students was selected to take the GRE. What is the z-score corresponding to the sample mean of this student's score? So we get the mean first from these numbers.
Yeah, I get the mean, I think, 160. I think. That's what I got.
53. So we add them all, 160 plus 170 plus 163 plus 149 plus 153 equals 800. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 equals 160. That's the mean. Now, what is the score? What is the z-score corresponding to the sample mean of these students? So now what? Good. The z-score is 162.
So to find the z-score, then is it the new mean that we just found?
Yeah, but the mean is 100, right?
Minus the old mean divided by the standard deviation.
But that isn't that exactly what we need in question 6 is 160 minus 150.8.
Yeah, but I think you have to.
1.045.
So,
Hey, Chris? I'm trying to remember how we, so don't we add all these up?
Yes, that's how you found your sample mean.
Yeah, you take the sample mean and then you minus it from the old mean.
From the population mean.
Okay.
And then you divide it by not the population standard deviation. You have to find your sample deviation. So you take the population deviation and divide that by the square root of the number of samples. In this case, it's 5.
Because it's a random sample, so you do it by the, okay.
Did you guys hear that?
No, I didn't hear it. I kind of heard a little bit.
So you take, so what you do is with this one, because you have 5 samples,
Mhm.
and you want to find the z-score. When you have the or when you're looking for the z-score, you can't use the standard deviation of the population. You have to use the standard deviation of the sample size that you picked. To find that, what you do is so first off, you need the sample mean. So you add those 5
Which
numbers.
is 160.
Right, 160. Okay, so you have that. Now you take the standard deviation of the population. I'm not sure what it is off the top of my head.
So right here. Right there.
Yes, 0.8. And
Give us-
divide that by the square root of the number of samples. So in this case it's 5.
So 5 would be the n. The
Yep,
square root
5 is n.
Oh.
The square root of n. And so you do.
So it will be 160 minus 150.8
Yes. Divide that.
divided by 8.8
Square root 5.
Divided by the
square root of 5.
Yes.
And that is because right here, first they give us a random sample of 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like the keyword for me. It's like the random sample, and then they give us a number. So that's when we use the formula.
Yes.
The standard deviation divided by the square root
Okay.
of the random sample.
Yes. Exactly.
That would be. You have blue eyes. Cute blue eyes.
Thank you.
Yay! Good choice, Elisa.
Thank you. Okay, so for that, did you guys get the answer?
So that's C equals 9.2 divided by 8.8 divided by 5 square root equals 3.9. So how do I do this?
So you want to round to 3 decimals. So I ended up at 2.338. Is that what you got, Chad?
Yep, I got the same number.
Okay.
3.9.
So
2.3379, which is 2.338.
Yes.
Okay, so that will go here. 2.338. Now it's still the same data. What is the probability that 5 randomly selected students will have a mean score that is greater than the mean achieved in the previous problem? So I think he's asking us to go here, right? We use that the Z-score and put it here, 2.332.
Yeah, see what you get to click if you just click everything greater than it.
Everything greater, it would be 0.0097.
That's what I got.
To 3 decimals, actually 0.001. Wait. Oh, now I'm confused.
Well, for this one specifically, it says to round your answer to the 4th decimal places.
Oh, it's not tricky. Okay, I missed that one.
Yeah, it's 4 decimal.
4 decimals. Oh, they knew that we could know. 0.0097. Is that the answer?
That's what I got.
Yeah, that's what I put too.
Yeah.
You guys are smart.
No, I'm not. I'm not smart at all. I'm so glad
Okay.
Mrs. Husband's there to teach me this stuff because holy cow. You're lucky, Alyssa. You got a husband to teach you this stuff because I sit here and go, you know, I'd rather just not do statistics, but I have no choice. So.
No, I promise this is not me. This Chris helps me out a lot on my homework, so.
Nice.
Okay,
So for number 10, what is the shape of the sampling distribution of the random variable, which represents the sample mean of the 81 students who are selected?
is this still the question?
I suppose the mean GPA is just 5.
For this one, I put approximately normal because the random sample is pi, and the only time that it wouldn't be normal is when you have a small random sample.
Yeah.
Smaller, like 5
Uh-huh.
would be smaller. So I put approximately normal.
Yeah. Is a random variable because the sample mean is 81 is bigger than 30, then it will be normal.
Yeah.
11.
All possible samples of size 81.
So for 11, I put 3.5.
One decimal place. So what is he asking? What is the mean of the distribution of the sample mean? For all possible samples of size 81.
Because the mean
No, from the population.
Standard deviation is
5.
7.
I thought they usually give you the mean.
Oh,
the sample mean, they give you the value of the mean, so you know
yeah,
the mean equals the sample mean.
The sample mean and the population mean are equal the same.
Yes.
So, it says suppose the mean GPA at BYU students is 3.5 and the standard deviation is 0.7. So it's for number 11, it's asking what is the mean of the distribution of the sample means. So they're equal to each other. So it would be as the same as the population mean that's already given, 3.5.
Where is that 3.5?
If you scroll back up, right above question 10, says use the following information to answer the next 5 questions.
Oh, okay. I see that.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
So yeah,
Of course.
are always
Okay.
equal to each other. Sample mean and population mean will
Oh,
always
yeah, they're the same thing.
For the 5 next questions. Okay.
unless your sample size is really small, Chris said, then it would be different. But we won't go there since we know that it's 3.5.
The standard deviation is 0.7. Is Q. N equals 81.
For random sample.
And this 3.5. Okay, got it. Yeah, so 3.5. What is the standard deviation of the distribution of a sample means for all possible sample size 81 that could be drawn from the parent population? So standard deviation would be 0.7 divided by the square root of 81. Is that it?
What did you get?
Okay, I'll tell you right now what it is. 0.7 divided by 81 square root. 0.78?
Yeah, that's what I got to, 0.078, because you're supposed to round to the 3 decimal places.
Do you see where I got that, Chad? How I got that? So there is this formula when it's asked for the standard deviation.
Okay.
And so you, so you put standard deviation divided by the square root of n, which is 81 in this question. So it's 0.7 divided by the square root of 81. Now you get the standard deviation of the distribution of the sample mean.
Okay. Yeah, I get it now. I get where you're coming from.
0.78. Okay, 13. What is the probability that the mean GPA for 81 randomly selected BYU students will be less than 3.3? So that's when we use this thing, right? What is the probability that the mean randomly selected
So yeah, go to the applet and just put in 3.3 and then select everything below, right?
Uh-huh.
Wait, so try clicking on the middle, or I don't know, maybe I'm doing, the correct answer that I got was it's supposed to be 0.005. So I'm trying to remember how.
I wonder if the Z-score with 3.3 instead of 3.5, and then you put here the Z-score with these, because we haven't seen that 3.3 before. We have seen 3.5. That makes sense? Look.
Yeah.
Suppose the mean GPA of BYU Idaho student. So we've been working with this number, right? 3.5. That's the mean. But then here, sorry, 3. And what we put here is a Z-score. We don't have a Z-score for 3.3. So is that it?
Yeah, maybe we find the Z-score and then enter, and then.
Oh, there's your husband. Don't leave. Tell him to stay close.
I just know that the answer is 0.005. Let me go. Do you want me to go ask Chris, or we good? We got it.
Yeah, I'll be doing the Z-score with that number to see if that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the probability? So 81 randomly selected. 81. M1. And the mean is 0.3 instead of 0.5. It's a randomly selected. So we do standard deviation is 0.7. 0.7 divided by the square root of 81. And then on the top,
Chris said you're doing it right.
Yes.
So yeah, once you find the z-score,
Okay.
just
So what do we on z equals? Then what are the two numbers that you have that you take away from each other? That's two.
3.3 minus 3.5 divided by the standard deviation square root of, like you were saying, 81. That should give you your z-score.
Wait, so it's 3.3 minus 3.5?
Yeah. I think, right? Or is it 3.5? Is this the one where you take the mean minus the... It's the individual minus the mean.
Individual
so 3.3 minus 3.5. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, so be a negative there. So 3.3 minus 3.5 divided by the square root of 81. Is that it? So let me do that. 3.5. So that's minus 2 divided by, we did this already, didn't we? 0.
Oh, Anna, so I think you're saying it right. 3.3 minus 3.5 divided by, and then the standard deviation 0.7, and then divided by the square root of 81.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so minus divided by 0.078. I got minus 2.564. And that's what I'm going to put right here.
Okay.
Right here. Let's see if it works. 2.564. No, I didn't get what you said.
Click on the click on both.
Oh, yeah.
Unclick the middle.
Sorry.
Click, yeah. Right.
Wait, just a minute. What's the question? Less than 3.3. Less. So 0.052.
Which way around to just
0.005.
yeah.
.564.
So 14. So that's what, yeah, that's what I ended up putting 0.005, and that was correct for number 13. 14. What is the probability that the mean GPA for randomly selected BYU Idaho students will be greater than 3.3?
Oh, easy. So you go here, and now it will be greater. So I take this off and put it right here. 0.052?
I think you have to do the middle one too.
What?
I think you have to do the middle one too. Is that right?
Try clicking the middle one. For that answer, I got 0.995, and that was the correct answer. So.
Yep. That was right.
So you clicked the middle too?
Yeah. Yeah, because 3.3 was just from here to there, and then yeah. 0.9948. So the answer is 0.99.
And then the last one, the United States Coast Guard assumes the mean weight of passengers in commercial boats is 185 pounds. The previous value was lower, but increased after a tragic boating accident. The standard deviation of passenger weights is 26.7 pounds. The weights of a random sample of 48 commercial boat passengers were recorded. The sample mean was determined to be 177.6 pounds. Find the probability that a random sample of passengers will have a weight as extreme or more extreme. So either above or below the mean than was observed in the sample. And then that little note says, as extreme or more extreme means that we are not only interested in values that are lower than the ones that we observe, but also values that are as far away from the mean as ours in the positive direction. I can tell you the answer that I did get that was correct was 0.055. So I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure you have to.
No, you're good. You got it.
What is it? 185 minus.
Do the mean weight. So the mean is 185. The previous one was lower, but was raised after a tragic boating accident. The standard deviation per error weight. So the standard deviation is 26 point.
Yep.
They were a random sample of 48 commercial offenses recorded. So n equals 48. The sample mean was determined.
So you take 177
the sample mean
minus
177.6. Find the probability. So you use the applet, the probability, right? That a random sample passengers will have a weight that is extreme or more extreme. Okay. So to find the probability, you get a z-score, and then you put it in the applet and area. So that's what we'll do.
Yeah, and then we'll just click around until we figure out which one it was. Or it's the two extremes. Apparently.
So is it 48 minus 185? I just get confused is what I need to take away from each other in this
minus 185
formula. That's my only. So you say the individual minus the parent population. So it's 48 minus 185. Okay, let me just do it and see.
Yeah, 48 minus.
Numbers that you put in the Z formula. Is it where's the C formula? Minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. So it would be 177.6. That's what it is. Minus 185. 26.7 divided by the square root of 48. Okay, let me see if that's what it is. You said that your answer was 0.995?
No, 0.055. 0.055. 0.055.
Okay, let's see if that's what it is. 177.6 minus 185 is minus 74. Okay. Then 26.7 divided by 4. That is 6.928. Now 7 minus 6.4 divided by 6. Oh, no. 6.928 equals. I got score equals minus 1.068. So I'll put that here and see if that's what it is. Wait, where does this need to go? Oh.
Try just unclicking the middle. What
The
is that?
middle?
No, do both sides. And unclick the middle.
Okay, so
What does that say?
1.068. No.
Mm,
You said your answer was 0.055.
remember, I gave 2 means. Z-score? So both of these scores are the same?
Come on, Chad, stay awake.
I'm trying to see how you guys are doing.
So the United Coast Guard seems to the unique way of passing the information policies. So the mean is 185. And then the previous value about race
Can you hear me?
deviation. Yeah.
We're supposed to find 2 separate z-scores. No, it gives 2. Okay, apparently we're supposed to find 2 separate z-scores, and then you plug them into the applet, you highlight either side, and then you take both of those averages, and then you add them together. Apparently. Something like that.
That was scary. So different z-scores. Find 2 different z-scores and then find the average 2 and then put it in the applet. So what are the 2 z-scores you need to find? The United States Coast is the mean weight of passengers in the commercial voice is the lower. Those rates after 24 so the standard weight. So 185 pounds.
What answer did you get, Alyssa, for that one?
6.7.
So you've got in this one, you're wanting the extremes. You're wanting what's on the. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're wanting what's on the bottom and what's on the top. Otherwise, this one's identical to the ones that you've done before. So you'll take your sample mean, which is the 177.6, and then subtract that from the 185. And let's see, where's my...
And then divide it 7.
Repeat that. So you have 1, 6. All right, and then you'll find, now you need to find your sample deviation, and your sample deviation is the population deviation is 26.7, and you'll divide that by the number of the square root of the number of samples, which is 48. So the square root of 48 all together. So your sample deviation is the 3.854. So then you'll divide your 177.6 minus 185 is negative 7.4, and divide that by your sample deviation, and you got negative 1.92. Is that what you got?
That's what I got.
Okay. Anna, is that what you got? Is that what you got, Anna?
So the first one, 177 minus 185 divided by.
I divided it by the sample deviation. And so what might help you not get confused is to do them as separate calculations. So to find your sample deviation, you take the 26.7 and divide that by the square root of 48. Because you have 48 passengers on the boat. And so that gives you your sample deviation. So from there, you can just use those two numbers, the negative 7.4 divided by the 3.853 or 3.854, and then that should give you your z-score. Once you have the z-score, you can put that into your little applet.
Okay, so you're saying that we need to get to z-scores, right? This one is gonna be divided just by deviation, which is 20. And then the other one will be divided by the sum, which is 26.7 divided by the square root of 48.
I think I'm confusing you. I am sorry.
So we don't have to do two z-scores, just one.
Correct.
Because Elisa told me two, I was confused.
Right.
Yeah.
He was confused too.
Yeah. Just one z-score with the
one z-score. However,
with the sample deviation, with the sample which is 26.7 divided by the square. That gives you 1.068.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. So now if you do, let's see. Is that the z-score that you're getting? The 1.068?
Yes, minus 0.68, and I put that in the applet, and it gives us the probability 0.286.
Okay, so I think that's where we're going wrong here. So you have, here, let me write this down, and then I can hold it up, and that might help.
Okay.
If you have go back to my question. 77.6 minus 180. All right. So what this is, let me hold it up so I can, I don't know how clear this is or if it's backwards.
Just keep talking so it's on the screen.
All right, so I think.
Oh, you know what? She told me how to do it. If I put at least it stays there. Okay, never mind. Okay, so 177.6 minus 185 by 26.7 divided by the square root of 48. Yeah, that equals.
And that equals.
Minus 7.4.
And minus 7.4 on top. And then on the
By
bottom, you have that's 3.854.
Oh, so maybe that's what I have wrong.
Right.
3, 8. Hold on. So 26.7 divided by 48 square root equals 3.854. Okay, so 7 minus negativo, I don't know, 0.4 divided by 3.54 equals minus 1.920.
Yep. So
Is that
that.
right? Okay. That's what I put here.
Yep.
1.920.
Yep. Now that see how it's asking you for the extremes? It's asking you for in the question. It asks you for the extremes of both on the light side, which is on the left. You have what's the chance of you having 5 passengers that are all super light, and then and then on the top it's what's the chance or the probability that you'd have really heavy passengers, all 5 of them. So by adding those two together, you get the probability that's listed at the top, the 0.054, and then round it to what you to that. Yeah.
So 0.055.
Yep.
Okay, there it goes. Thank you, husband.
Yeah, thanks.
Hopefully that helped. My recommendation
Yeah, it did help.
is if sometimes if you don't, I don't know what kind of calculator you're using, but or if you're using the one on your computer or whatnot, but it helps to do the calculations separately. Like do the top and then do the bottom, write both those numbers down, and then divide the top by the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't feel comfortable entering it all into the calculator.
Okay, we'll do. Okay, have fun tomorrow, Sean.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
And get some sleep, Elisa.
I can set up the hangouts on Tuesday.
Husband, and see what's going on. What's wrong with me?
Sorry, my computer thinks it's freezing. Anyway, so do you guys want to do early in the morning Tuesday?
Yeah, keep working that. Yeah, keep trying in the morning.
Okay. So
6:30 is early, I know. 6:30.